swimming areas, the library, any trails, all of those things have been removed in the newer version of the map. Lacey daycare facilities were removed, skating rink was removed, golf course was removed, and religious properties, churches were removed from the revised version of the map. So you can have any combination, so it doesn't, if there was something that you wanted to add in or remove, you can do that. So just so that everyone is clear about that.
Aaron?
Well, thank you for bringing that up about the planning commission. The email that was sent to us, it actually raised some concerns for me as well. It is odd to put such authority in the planning commission for an appeals process, although, I mean, it seems odd, maybe it's not odd. I mean, Max, is that a fairly typical, way of going about an appeals process through the planning commission?
It can be, and I think that the rationale in these types of issues would go through the plan commission when it has to deal with placements of certain things throughout the town. The rationale being the plan commission, I guess, is responsible for the layout and where things are in the town. Not necessarily the specific conduct or what is or is not appropriate, but the placements of things.
Okay, yeah, because that, that's like, I wouldn't really want that power. To be honest, I wouldn't want that power as a council member even to, have to go through an appeals process like that. So I was just curious how everyone else is feeling about the planning commission as part of the procurement measure.
Well, I would speak in opposition to having the planning commission do it.
Yeah.
I mean, we've spent 2 meetings now, well, really 3, because it came to us a number of months ago, right, Max?
Yes.
I don't know how long. So we spent 3 meetings looking at this ordinance. And each of us have spent additional time thinking about it and researching it, listening to people talk to us about it. I don't see that, I mean, that's not to say that the planning commission can't make good decisions. Of course they can. But I think something like this should really be the purview of the council and not the planning commission. It's not so much about place as it is, it's about where they're located. I recognize that. But I think this is beyond what the planning commission signed up for.
Laura?
I think either place to go into public to ask for approval to have an exception made for where you can be or go. Both seem inappropriate if you're trying to move on, you're trying to keep a profile. But if it has to be one or the other, that is where planning commission does make sense to me when it's talking about placement. But I believe the planning commission would look to advice from the people that are handling this more hands-on, like the police department, and I would hope that would be there would be communication there. I do feel like, I mean, it's not like this isn't like a hot attended event right now, and planning commission isn't either, but I think it's usually less attended publicly or watched, and I think that at least somebody's gone through the steps to get approval for what they need. This does actually make me wonder if, no matter who they have to go to, could exceptions be made if we had a more all-encompassing map with restrictions. Granted, I'm not looking for a false sense of security by who would be there, but to give more scope of and power to the police if they find an issue or someone has a complaint. When it comes to moving into families' homes inside the zones, I mean, is that something that could also come in for an appeal to say that this is where I can get support? Unfortunately, it's in the zone. It doesn't really fit with the grandfathered in residents, a family that's been there for years. Can exceptions for residency be made?
Yes, this allows for exceptions for any of these provisions to be made after public hearing.
Okay.
Or
So
hearing open to the public.
the person could be where they need to be if it's believed that that is a supportive environment and they're getting more help there than,
Yes, they could petition that to be, and I did reference in an email, I did talk with Kyle Vasquez from Ashland Bayfield County Probation on that matter. He said he almost always opposes these types of ordinances because they put these additional restrictions in it. Municipalities use them to get anyone who's convicted of a sex offense out of the municipality. But he said after reading this one and going through all the exceptions and this opportunity for these exceptions in the public hearings, he didn't go so far as to say that he would support this, but he didn't come here and publicly express his opposition to it, which is what he normally does at municipal bodies that are thinking about adopting similar ordinances as this. So he said that whenever any individual who is subject to supervision by the Department of Corrections is released into any community, they sit down with those people and they go over everything they can and do, and they go through and walk through. So you want to be able to go to the library, Kyle will sit down with them or whoever's responsible for that individual and say, these are the steps that you need to go through in this municipality to do what you need to do. So that's something that he said he definitely liked in this proposed ordinance, was that opportunity to be heard. And he understood, people, it's difficult for people to go in a public hearing, but they do tell them, these people, his position was that they understand there's going to be hardships and it's their, I guess, position to make them have as likely a chance at rehabilitation as possible. So they get there and walk through those steps.
I believe the people that I've talked to, I could live with this alternate map. But as far as this appeals, I don't think that should be on the council. That should be kept non-public.
That is not possible. You can't have a private decision-making to